The Beavers Club of Western Mass started in 1945 by a group of local businessmen of French descent because they weren't being allowed into local organizations. Well, members of the club undertake work projects for local nonprofits, and over the past 60+ years, they've given away more than $1 million in money and labor to our community. Past president and current membership chair Jeff Croteau is with me. Thank you so much, Jeff, for joining me. So let's talk about how the club first got started, really based all off of discrimination. They weren't being allowed into other organizations.
Correct. Back in 1945, there was a group of French businessmen in Holyoke who wanted to give back to the community and were trying to join other service clubs, but were being discriminated against due to their heritage of being French.
And I'm sure at that time there were a lot of different nationalities, ethnicities that were being discriminated against, but they kind of, instead of looking at the downside and kind of saying, oh, well, it is what it is, they kind of took matters into their own hands and created the Beavers Club.
Right. And 69 years later, now here we are, still going strong.
Talk about where the beaver, why the beaver, why did they choose the beaver, and what does it kind of stand for?
Sure. Well,
and we have a little beaver here, I should add. Here's kind of simplifying or explaining what the Beavers Club is kind of about. So explain that.
Many of the members are from French Canada, or French Canadian, I should say. And so the national animal of Canada is the beaver. And they're very industrious and they build things, and that's how we got our name.
I love it. Now talk about some of the nonprofits that have been helped by the Beavers Club. You guys are looking to do a good thing, but then also on the receiving end, nonprofits are able to benefit from this. How can they be helped? How do they go about getting information from this?
Well, we have a website. It's beaversclubwesternmass.com. And if someone would like to request a work project, they could go on the site, click on the button, and then do an email. And what it's all about is we help nonprofits in the area. What we do is we'll build, we'll demo or take things down, we'll paint, and we'll cook. And we usually don't give away money. What we'll do is we'll purchase all the supplies and then provide all the labor.
You wouldn't think of that. Normally as a nonprofit, you think, oh, they need money. It's just kind of like, here, I'll just give you some of my money, and then you kind of leave it at that. But this seems a lot more hands-on. The members of this club are really, they're getting hands-on. They're helping out. Do you have to know, though, a certain trade? Or how can somebody be a member of the club if they don't know how to build a house? Or is that kind of all taught?
That doesn't really matter all that much. There's a lot of people in construction and in the trades already in the club. Myself, I couldn't build anything, but I'm good at organizing and getting people there and motivating people. And then the cooking projects are a lot of fun, and I enjoy those.
What are some of the nonprofits that you guys have helped in the past couple of years that kind of come to mind about this great relationship that you have with?
Some of the most recent ones are, we just did a cooking project for the Buddy Walk in Westfield, and that's to raise money for children with Down syndrome. We cooked over 2,000 hamburgers and 2,000 hot dogs that day. A couple months before that, we did the Lorraine Soup Kitchen 5K walk in Chicopee, and actually it was a run, and we cooked, I think, about 500 hamburgers and hot dogs for that. We built a podium for the Holyoke Boys and Girls Club recently. We did a lot of work for the Jericho House, the Holyoke Children's Museum, Wisteria Hearst, just to name a few.
Nice. Okay, so now talk about the membership criteria, because you have to be at least a little bit of French Canadian to be able to be a part of this organization.
You have to have at least a quarter French descent. Okay. So it doesn't matter if it's Canadian or not, but you have to be at least a quarter French descent, and you have to be a professional in the area.
Okay. Now talk about the event coming up, which is going to be on Wednesday. What is that kind of geared towards?
So it's our annual visitor day. It's Wednesday, January 8th from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Delaney House. And we're having Pat Kelly from Laser 99.3 is going to be our host that evening. And it's all about to just get the word out about the club to potential new members or executive directors of nonprofits, just to see if we can get some more membership and get the word out there about what the club does.
Well, thank you so much, Jeff, for joining me and talking about the Beavers Club.
Thanks for having me.